is among the most dishonest people that I've ever met.
Donald Trump going off the rails on the media again.
What I don't want is when I raise millions of dollars, have people say, like this sleazy guy right over here from ABC. He's a sleaze in my book. You're a sleaze because you know the facts, and you know the facts well. Excuse me. I've watched you on television. You're a real beauty. Find out how much Hillary Clinton's given to the veterans. Nothing.
The rant during Trump's press conference announced he raised $5.6 million at a January event and distributed it to more than 40 veterans charities.
I wasn't too involved in picking the organizations, other than I gave $1 million to the law enforcement Marine.
Thank you, guys.
Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump's likely opponent in the general election, responding to Trump's public media scolding.
He's bragged for months about raising $6 million for veterans and donating $1 million himself. But it took a reporter to shame him into actually making his contribution and getting the money to veterans.
Her campaign pouncing, trying to draw a contrast on veterans' issues.
Much of the work that I've done has meant tens of millions of dollars in increased benefits to veterans and their families, as well as a personal commitment.
This as the public gets a glimpse into Trump's business tactics outlined in the now defunct Trump University so-called playbook. 400 pages of training material released as part of a class action lawsuit reveals how team members were instructed to identify students with the most money and urged to, quote, close the deal on the most expensive package, the Gold Elite, costing nearly $35,000. The lawsuit alleges students paid their money and never learned a thing. The newly released documents cast light on how the university was marketed, but what they don't show is what happened in classes after the sale was made.
I have a judge who's very, very unfair. He knows he's unfair, and I'll win the Trump University case.
Let's bring in Dylan Byers, senior media reporter for CNN Politics. Great to have you with us, Dylan. Firstly, just looking at this poll showing Clinton only slightly ahead of Trump, still a long way out from the November election. But can she take much hope from that poll?
Well, look, I think if Hillary Clinton looking ahead and looking at what sort of the map looks like, both in terms of delegates and then also in terms of the popular vote and just demographically, where she can sort of expand the map in areas that Donald Trump can't, I think taken all together, there's some comfort there for the Hillary Clinton campaign. But they're also looking at a candidate who has spent the last 10 months sort of upending every single expectation that both his competitors and the media and also the GOP establishment had about just what he could achieve and what he could pull off. So they are by no means resting on their laurels. They're going to fight very hard. They're looking at every single state that could possibly be in play. You know, Donald Trump has even sort of intimated that he could turn the very blue state of California red. I don't know how serious that is, but look, there's not a single state, not a single vote that Hillary Clinton's campaign isn't taking seriously and isn't going to fight for. At the moment, Donald Trump is, of course, much louder. He's dominating the media narrative. Hillary Clinton is sort of only dipping her toe in, trying to find ways where she can sort of wrest control of the narrative back from him. But I think she's going to become a lot more aggressive in terms of taking him head on and offering an alternative to his message, probably after the conventions in late July.
And Clinton, of course, has weighed into Trump's donations to the veterans. Her campaign, we hear, is going to dig up all the disparaging remarks that Trump has ever made about veterans. Could that hurt?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when it comes to Donald Trump, there's sort of a wealth of material. I mean, decades of material to work with in terms of opposition research. There's everything from Trump University towards his own business practices, towards, you know, his bankruptcies, his sort of history with the Atlantic City casinos. I mean, there's really a lot of material here to work with. Now, of course, for Hillary Clinton, there's a lot of material for Donald Trump to work with in terms of her own past and her own history. I mean, if you want to know what the next 5 months of American politics are going to look like, it's going to be really ugly. There's going to be a lot of digging up dirt and then a lot of mudslinging. That's what